Hey, NorCal Carters. It's another NorCal Monday, and I'm Jason. And tonight we are going to do a race recap. We have three guests on. We have Aiden Go, we have Frank Chavez, and we have Colby Romero. They're going to talk about either Challenge of Americas down in Tucson or Prairie City, the king or queen of PC. And we also have Ashley, and as always, my co-host, so she'll be on as well. So a couple of housekeeping items that we're going to go through. Bear with me for one moment. I was all ready to go with my notes, and I'm blocking it. So, yeah. So, Challenge of the Americas, Prairie City Karting, King or Queen of PC. And then also, I know there was some stuff happening up in Reno this past week. Or this weekend with some big races going on. So if you're tuning in from Reno and you want to talk about that, either drop us a comment real quick in the chat box or reach out. Actually, it's going to be hard to reach out to me on social right now because we're live. So yeah, reach out on the chat and just say, hey, I'm from Reno. I want to talk about the Dirt Oval event that took place this past weekend. I did share a couple of posts because Northern Nevada Kart Club, they were at that event sharing information on sprint kart racing. So a lot of cross promotion, and we just need more of that in karting. So thank you. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. And tonight we're not going to go over the upcoming events. That was last week's show. So last week's show is upcoming events, but you can go to norcalcarters.com and click on the calendar for all the upcoming events. And if you don't mind, head over to NorCal Carters at your earliest convenience. Again, the website. That's right. I'm old. I have a website. It's not an app yet. I'm working on the app. But go kick it around for 2 or 3 minutes and just give me your feedback. Either drop me a quick note or an email and say, hey, I'd like to see this on your site, or I'd like not to see this on your site. Because this is the perfect time of year for me to go through and kind of tidy things up before we get into the full-blown race season. And as always, later on in the show, we'll have a link for the Molecule Cleaning Products promo code. And then we also have a promo code where you receive a discount if you order Big Z Jerky online. So those are our two affiliates we have booked right now, Molecule and Big Z Jerky. So we'll post the link here in a minute on that. And as always, we're looking for sponsors. Ashley can tell you how much I pay her. It's not very much. Nothing at all. I don't draw much money out of NorCal Carters. I was actually thinking about it the other day. And if you start adding up what I charge for the calendars and everything else, it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, some money came in. And then I realize, I spent money on shirts. So I need to figure out how to get these online. These are tie-dyed, primarily kid and women's sizes. But I did some tie-dyed shirts, and I was supposed to do this at the track and let the kids tie-dye their own shirts as a fundraiser. Again, it's promoting NorCal Carters. And then I got carried away, and my daughter, her friend, and myself, we tie-dyed all of them. It's like, oh, okay. Well, there goes that track idea. But they're going to be for sale. They're $20 each. And again, they're primarily kid sizes and women's sizes. And then we also have the NorCal Carters hoodies. They're thin though. These are the thin ones. So it's cotton, but they're really thin, almost like a t-shirt thin, which is personally is my preference because in California, we don't have a lot of weather. So, and I sit there and I go, oh yeah, we had some money come in from this. And then, well, where did it go? Well, it goes to that type of stuff where I spent $1,000 on stickers. We're looking at upgrading our equipment. So when we do interviews at the track, that's going to be another $1,500 investment to bring in. Basically what I want to do is have 3 cameras so we can, do you guys watch Hot Ones, that interview show, Hot Ones, where they have 3 different cameras and they toggle? That's what I want to be able to do at the track and have interviews, the day before the race or the night of practice day or something. So that's where the money goes, besides all the little website stuff here and there. And some of the other stuff we gave away. This year, Donald from Prairie City gave away a race entry Michael Ting won that one. So he won the entry for the Monarch of Prairie City, the entry fee. Manville Avanesian, he won an entry that Norcal Karters gave away because we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's see. There was a new Carter, Gavin Manning. He won the race entry that was sponsored by Gorilla Barbecue. And then we have Jim White, our NCK Road Racing segment of karting. He won the Daytona entry. And then this year, NCK has donated 2 race entries, not including Laguna Seca, for us to give away on the show. So we have 2 NCK road entries to give away. So, yeah, well, we're always looking for sponsors to make it fun. Obviously, we need the sponsors to raise funds as well so we can keep our equipment upgraded. And I mean, ideally, we would love to have race coverage too, where we're not relying on all the tracks to pay for the race coverage. But that's where the money goes. So at bare minimum, take a moment, hit like, follow, share, etc. And yeah, if you want to buy the shirts or apparel, we also have a fundraising site on my main business, which is extrakartparts.com. If you click on the Norcal link, what you'll be able to do is all the proceeds from that page will go directly to the Norcal Karters project. So we have just a couple of little quirky items like tire rollout tapes and things that are branded Norcal Karters. So that all those funds will go to Norcal Karters. So again, you can find that on extrakartparts.com. And let's see. I know I'm going pretty quick because I want to get to our guests. We talked about the past shows. Again, upcoming events. That was last week. 2 weeks ago, we had Dr. David Jones on the show, and he is going to whip Ashley and I into fitness shape. So we have the Norcal Karters Fitness Challenge, and so we're doing that with David Jones. And my wife got a hold of my phone, and she saw the list of equipment. I think the whole cost of the equipment was about $150, but booty bands. So I got booty bands now. I mean, that's a cute blonde. So, I mean, it's going to look weird if I look like her at the end of the workout, but I got booty bands. Let's see. An exercise ball. So I got an exercise ball. I don't know that. That's a hard ball. I will have to go back through. Like I said, my wife got a hold of that text message from Dr. David Jones, and she ordered it. So I think she wants me to get into shape as well. But yeah, that's a hard ball. So that's got to be maybe for some muscle thing. I don't know. We'll figure that out. And then what is in this box? Resistance bands. Got more resistance bands. So I got a booty bands, resistance bands. And then I don't know what the hell is this thing. Some sort of swing that hangs from the ceiling. Let's see. Total resistance exercise. All right, so this must mount to the wall or something. The resistance bands that mount to the wall. So we will keep you posted. David will be back on next month to go over our progress. And like I said, Ashley and I are doing that together. She's the one that coordinated all of that. And I just kind of needed someone to kick me in the ass and get me going on that stuff. So that was the show a couple of weeks ago. And then our upcoming shows right now for next week, I'm working on it started off with the Karting Hall of Fame. So there is a Go-Kart Hall of Fame out there. And so they reached out to us. Tim Meyer reached out to us and said, hey, this is what I got going on. And, how can we kind of fit in? I go, well, let's get you a show. So I'm going to work on booking him a show next Monday. But I told him, I go, hey, I'm going to go after, our Hall of Fame NorCal guys. So I'm going to reach out to Ron Emick, Vince Paleo. There's a bunch of other names on this list that he already had compiled. So let's give some love out to our Karting Hall of Fame people from NorCal. And then I'm probably going to segue it into a vintage kart thing too, because a number of the guys that I just mentioned are big into the vintage kart scene. So, yeah. And then the third Monday of the month, we have Open Studio. Sorry, I'm choking. So the third, so if you have your own content you want to bring, our studio's for rent. So let us know. I'm going to cut over to Ashley here in a second. So I hope she's ready because I'm choking here on something. But that's my housekeeping. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Like I said, we have 3 guests. We have Aiden Go, we have Frank Chavez, we have Colby Romero. Next is going to be Ashley. She's going to pop up, I think. Are you popping up tonight, Ashley? Yes, she is. All right, there you go. Sorry,
all right, you muted us in the beginning, so I had to find the button to unmute. Hey, Norcal, what's up? It's the Norcal Carter's Chick. It is Monday, February 5th, and we are post Challenge of the Americas round 1 and 2 in Tucson. And, well, it was very weird because the beginning half was very wet and very crazy weather. So we had rain, hail, lightning, thunder at one point. So we were kind of like, what did we get ourselves into? And then Saturday and Sunday, it was like sunny California weather, beautiful sunburns everywhere, and it was great. So I was in tech pretty much all weekend. So I didn't get to like see a lot of people on the grid like I usually do, or scales or anything like that. So I am sad about that, but my job was very busy over the weekend, and I loved it. I loved working for Andy, of course, because the whole challenge team is great, and we got complimented by world champion Boss Lammers on our organization and our team. So that was really exciting for all of us to hear, and we appreciated it. And yeah, it was good. We had a lot of NorCal drivers there, which I loved seeing. And it was a lot of them were doing kind of national races for the first time, and we'll talk to Aiden Go, and he was one of the drivers that did that, and it was awesome to see how well he did, and I was cheering him on, and excited to follow him over the weekend. But yes, we are gonna have some of the Kings of Prairie City that were available. Josh is traveling. Josh is the Masters King of Prairie City. So we were gonna try and get him on, but he is traveling for his real job. So yeah, I think that's all I have. The next round for challenge is coming up, so I hope to see my NorCal fam there again. And if you're there, come say hi, because I only see you guys when I'm handing out tires. So it's cool. But yeah. So that's all I have. We had a comment about shirts, so I'm gonna pop back to Jason. Jason, do you want to answer the question about the shirts and what sizes we have?
So what size women tie-dye shirts? So for the women's sizes, they are the women cut t-shirts. So I have small, medium, and large with the adult sizing. And then for kids, I have everything down to, I think, youth, extra, extra small, all the way up to youth, large or extra large, which starts running into the adult small sizes. So again, here's a sample, and they're all gonna vary because it's tie dye, and we kind of went with a bunch of different patterns and rubber band stuff. So Scott, I'll reach out to you off the show, maybe on Facebook or IG through Messenger or something, or send us a quick message. Just put tie-dye yellow shirt, and then I can look to see what we have in stock for you. And let's see here. So with that being said, Colby, you ready to come on? We're gonna give Colby the floor, and we'll let him introduce himself. And let's see. Here we go. Ready? Colby, the floor is yours. Introduce
King
yourself.
of Prairie City, Colby Romero.
How's it going? I'm Colby Romero. I race and work at Prairie City. I normally race 206K, 100, whatever I can get my hands on. Next race I'm doing is Challenge of the Americas in Tucson, going forward direction. And I co-run the Cambrian Go-Karts team with Seth Huntley.
All right. So thank you for the introduction. Then here a little bit later in the show, we'll get to you on the on how the king and queen of Prairie City was ran and what you thought. And we have some video loaded up from you as well.
Yep.
So we'll do that. And then so next up, Aiden Go, are you ready to introduce yourself? All right. You have to unmute your mic.
Yes.
And then we'll give you the big screen. There we go. Aiden Go. Introduce yourself. What class do you run? What's your home track? And why are you on the show tonight?
Hi, my name is Aiden Go. I'm 8 years old. I drive for Speed Sense Motorsports. My home tracks are Prairie City and Sonoma.
Prairie City and Sonoma are your home tracks? Okay, and you're 8 years old, and what classes do you run?
2-stroke.
2-stroke, and are you running in the mini classes? Micro classes, okay. All right. So I know, are you planning on going back to Rok Sonoma this year?
Yes.
Yes. I know there was a lot of times last year when you were running micro and you were mixing it up with the mini racers.
Aiden, where were you over the weekend?
I was at Tucson racing.
Yeah.
Challenge of the Americas.
Representing Norcal.
Yep. Well, thank you for the introduction. We'll bring you back here in a second. And last but not least, Frank Chavez. How are you doing tonight?
All right, I'm doing fine.
Am I pronouncing your last name right?
Yes, Chavez.
Chavez. Okay. All right. Introduce yourself, home track, and what class do you run?
I'm Frank Chavez. Home track is Prairie City, and I race in the 206 Legends or Grandmasters.
Okay, and then just for clarification, what is the age? What is the age minimum age for Legends / Grandmasters?
50 plus.
50 plus. Okay. So 50 years old is Masters / not Masters, Grandmasters / Legends.
Correct.
And then how many guys did you have at the track this past race?
We had 12 in our class. Pretty good.
Very cool.
Yep.
12 guys out there. So for those that don't know, a lot of the classes we had, they're broken up by age first, then engine classification. And yeah, so like with the Briggs packages, we have 4 or 5 senior classes between senior, masters, legends. Yeah. All right. And you're a king of Prairie City now.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I'm going to bring everybody up, and then we'll go around the panel. So we'll talk about Challenge of the Americas. We'll talk about Prairie City. If you're from another club and you want to get on the show, drop it in the chat line. We can still get you on the show tonight. But yeah, we'll talk about other events if you're listening. So bringing everybody up. There we go. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. So I'm not losing it. There's pollen in there, and I'm hacking up. Let's see. Walter Vargas, our buddy Walter. Let's see. Frank is the man. Frank is the man to beat. Awesome racer.
Thanks, Walter.
Walter, the official mayor of Blue Max Kart Club.
All right, so we're going to start off. First question. Aiden, what would your advice be to someone like Colby who's going to go to Challenge of the Americas in Tucson for the next round?
Practice.
All right. How long did it take you to learn the track?
2 sessions because the track was fast, but it was pretty bumpy.
Mm-hmm. And then how do you feel about going the opposite direction next time?
I'm ready. I'm ready for the opposite.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be better? Yeah. All right, Colby, what are some things that you're thinking of preparing for challenge in Tucson?
Obviously practice, tuning on the Vega greens, seeing how it affects the karts, tire pressure, rims, all that fun stuff. We'll see. And honestly, everyone who went to challenge this time knows whether to run a VLR or a KA. I'm stuck with a KA at a 360 weight limit. So no matter what I do, that's what I'm running. So it's just a lot of practice, test, tuning, and then go to a completely different state, different conditions, and throw everything at the wall until something sticks.
So Colby, have you been to Tucson yet for anything?
I've been to Tucson once. Everyone was on a brand new. It was last year. Everyone was on a brand new 2023 chassis. I was on a 2020 with a not very good motor. We still ran mid pack, but this year should be a little different. So
all right, and you still have your notes from last year?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Just got to find a way down there, and we're good to go.
And when you went, Colby, was it the first round or the second round?
I believe it was the first round because they went to Phoenix and then Sonoma for second and then third round.
So was it raining when you went there?
No, it was extremely hot. The track was very grippy. Everyone was overstuck. Yeah, it was definitely a fun experience, but it's stepping into a higher level like that is something you really need to get used to. So
yes.
Yeah, because for those that don't know, what do you normally race up here in NorCal?
206 and KA, mainly a lot more KA now that I'm able to pretty much afford it. But running 206 for the past 6 years, we've kind of gone that down, and now it's time to move into something a little faster, a little bit more technical. Sad part, expensive, but make do. And now it's time to learn a whole different driving style, tune carbs, 50 millimeter axle now. And so it's, getting used to that's going to be a little weird.
Yeah. But the longer you stay karting, I mean, something's always going to change even if you stay at your local track. So you might as well get out there and experience it.
Yeah.
Let's see, your buddy Steven Eisert. Colby, seniors mostly ran KA at Tucson. You will be fine.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were there. I believe Christopher Martin was on a VLR. I think first and second on day 2 were on VLRs, and then kind of third back, it was mainly KA. So it's, it depends on the driving style, depends on, kind of what you're doing. So we'll see.
That one was exciting too. I got to see Christopher come off the scales.
So he won both days, didn't he?
To be honest, I have no idea.
I think he won both days. And I was like, when I saw his name on Sunday, I was so happy for him because it's Sonoma. Yeah. He's been at Sonoma, for a number of years. And, when we first started doing the live streaming with, Cameron and Rok Sonoma, Chris was always in that top 5. He's just, he was always there. And then it seemed like, there was a little patch where he kind of lost his way and kind of fell back further in the field. And then he started finding the pace again. And when I saw him winning at Challenge, it's like, that's so cool. And then Christopher's just a cool kid. Like, he's just, he's borderline shy, at least in for general karting standards. So I was pretty happy for Christopher when I saw he won. Oh, Karajan won.
No,
Connor's bald spot coming in with the pit
Kaminsky.
reporter.
Kaminsky. No, it's weird because I thought I went there with the intention of, oh, I'm going to get to film some races. I'm going to get to watch. And then I ended up in tech as well. So then it was like, I only saw people if they were in tech, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it was like, if you didn't come to tech, like I didn't see you. And but I remember hearing the commentary for that race, and it was very exciting. I want to say it was 1/1000th was the margin of Keegan Kaminsky was day one, but our pit reporter 1/1000th, am I right? Question mark. But yeah, so that was exciting, and I was excited, but yeah, I really didn't get to watch a lot of races. I loved my job, but oh yeah, Andy's here too. Yay! He's on the way home.
Mr. Numbers guy. Yep, Martin by 100th.
So it was really exciting.
No, 1000th. I always I should know this. I worked in an engine shop for years. Like I should know that measurement.
It was good.
I always say it backwards. But yeah.
So I'm glad I did get to catch that one. So I was excited about that.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then saw Aiden in tech a bunch. So that was exciting. Aiden, we have a question for you. What did you learn about the bumps on the track at Tucson?
Just power through it. Just power through the bumps. Don't even care about the bumps.
Don't even care about the bumps. Just go through them.
Yes.
Seth Huntley style. Plow the bumps.
Excellent. Yay.
Okay, I would bring here's Andy. Applebee's in Tuoley, Utah. The Miller Motorsports Park right there. Going to Utah. Oh, going to Utah campus tomorrow. Say shout out to M Squared for me. Say hi to my buddies Bonner and Beanie out there in Utah. But why Applebee's? Isn't there like a cool little Italian restaurant in that town that has like really good food? It's almost mafia style. I would go there, Andy. Let's see. We have some questions for everybody on the panel. Let's start with Frank. Frank, how did you get started in karting?
Well, I used to race motocross and then stopped racing motocross and found indoor karting and did that for about a long time, 10 years, and then ended up Prairie City at a rentals. With the rentals, bought my first kart. It was a road tax. And it was pretty fast, but then I saw the group of guys that was racing in the Masters at the time, and I wanted to join that class, so I joined the 206 and sold the road tax. And now I'm having the time of my life in the 206 class.
Very cool. So you started indoor karting.
Yes, K1.
And did you say for 10 years?
Yeah, it's about that long. We're going with my daughter.
Okay, very cool. Hey, K1, if you're listening, you should sponsor the show because everyone always name drops you as the generic indoor kart place. Just saying.
Where they got started.
So it was you and your daughter that would go to K1 and go pound out some laps?
Correct. Yeah, she beats me now. Just helps it be a little lighter.
And then we have is it Laren Cisco? Is that or Lauren?
Laren.
Frank is a great teammate. That name sounds familiar. Is this the guy that bailed Ashley out at Prairie City?
Yes.
Yes, I'd be camping at Prairie City if it wasn't for Laren.
Very cool. All right, let's give the same question to Aiden. Aiden, how did you start in karting?
So when I was younger, I liked cars, and then my dad took me to K1, It was too slow, so I asked him for like something faster. First practice was at Prairie City, and the first race was at my first race was at Davis for Kit Kart.
Okay. Did you say you like pause? Is that what you said? Oh, I thought you said you liked pause. Like, well, what is that? Okay. So, all right. So, the Blue Max, Prairie City, you started out in the kid kart stuff. And now you pretty much just race anywhere that has a kart track, don't you?
Yes, I want to go fast.
You want to go fast. All right. Tell your mom and dad you're going to need a 60cc shifter. There's that smile. 60cc shifter. Let's see. And then Colby, I'm at the unmute you here in a second because you had like whatever you were scrolling. It sounded like
Oh, sorry.
It sounded like you had cards in your bicycle tire.
Here, I'll fix that.
Yeah, thanks. So how did you get started in karting?
I originally started in 2009 at the quarter midget track right across from the kart track at Prairie City. We ran there till 2012, 2013, and then we went to junior sprints and then micros, and we kind of took a step back. We always knew there was a kart track next door, but we never really tried it. Went over, tried a rental. We jumped into an actual cart, and then we just bought one straight out and eventually started working there and never looked back. So,
all right. And here you are running a race team.
And he's the double king of Prairie City. So if anybody from out of town like comes, like Grease and in Grease, the movie Grease, when anybody from out of town comes and they're like, who's the guy that's going to race me? It's going to be Colby. Like, we're just going to put Colby up there.
All right. We have a hard-hitting question from a listener here. Max. So, Max, I'm going to butcher your name because that's kind of my thing. Gaxiola?
That's it.
Is it? Gaxiola? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Colby, when are you going to get a haircut?
Let's see. 2027, 2028. We'll see. I mean, it's already been a couple months, more than a couple months. We'll just see. I've not had really a second to. Today marked my 35th day being at the track straight every single day, and it's been get up, go, get home, go to bed, and repeat. So we'll see when I get a moment.
What if we can get Norcal Carter's Instagram to 3,000 followers? Will you do the Connor's bald spot haircut?
We'll see. Maybe if I win a national, I will. But
you're not sure what the Connor bald spot haircut is. It's down here in the lower left-hand corner.
I've seen it. One day, maybe if I win like Super Nats or something, maybe we'll see.
I mean, you're pretty safe if you take that bet because I think we're right around 600 or 700 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to 3,000, I want organic. I'm not going to go out there and buy followers, so I want organic followers. What's that, Aiden?
Colby, if I win Super Nats, you gotta get the haircut.
The reverse.
I'll do it. I'll do it if I win Super Nats. People already want me to get a mullet, and I already kind of half do have a mullet, so we'll see.
If you win Super Nats, you'll do the reverse mohawk, as Andy calls it.
It depends, because then I got to live with probably being disowned. So I mean, it's like it's a win and lose situation. You win Super Nats. So we'll see. Are you? 18.
It will grow back until you're at least 24, 25.
Yeah, but that'd be a long 6 months. So we'll see. I am hitting up Rock Vegas and Super Nats.
All right, we have a question for Frank. Frank,
there we go.
Why did you switch from a Burrell to a Leclerc?
Well, I wanted the Leclerc when I got the Burrell, but it wasn't available. So this time it was available, and that's the only reason I wanted a Leclerc to begin with. So,
all right.
All right, Colby, you can answer this one for me. Isn't the Burrell and the Leclerc are the same cart?
They're the exact same cart. They have, kind of deals with Charles Leclerc, the Kubica carts, Ricardo, And it's a different color, different graphics, but it's the exact same kart, same everything.
I like the Leclerc scheme.
How do you like it, Frank, compared to the Burrell?
Well, like Colby said, it's basically the same car. So as far as the color, I mean, that's what I prefer. The color is black and less red, more black than red.
Yeah, I like the Leclerc kart too. So you pick your karts like I pick my football teams. I pick my football teams based on the colors of the uniforms.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had one. Nope, we don't have a comment. Sorry, I'm just reading through the comments real quick.
I have a question. Describe the move that you made to win King of Prairie City. So describe the move that you made to win King of Prairie City. And we'll do Colby last because he did it twice. So think back a week or two. Yeah, 2 weeks or yeah. I don't know what day it is. So think back to the race. What move did you make to win the race? Describe it to us. We'll start with Aiden and then Frank and then Colby.
So it started on the back and then I worked my way to the front, drove smooth, hit my marks, and then I just pulled away.
And what class did you run?
Cadet.
And who are you racing against?
I was racing Brock, Blake, the twins, and the Neve, Jax, Koa, and
how was it starting from the back with all those guys? Since you
it took some time to get to the front.
Mm-hmm. Were you a little bit nervous sometimes when you were making your way through, like, oh, am I gonna make it or am I gonna end up like Mario Kart?
Only a little bit.
All right. Okay, Frank, same question. Describe the move that you made to win King of Prairie City.
Well, it wasn't one particular move. It was being consistent for the whole weekend. As you know, it was a point system. So, I ended up starting sixth in the first heat and worked my way up to the second. And heat 2, I ended up winning the row, and then heat 3, I ended up second. So accumulation of points is how I ended up winning. And also, like Aiden said, being patient, not going,
And who are you racing against?
All of my guys, Laren, Mike, Paul Brewer was there, Chris Britton, Ethan Wilson, who's a new guy to us, racing with us, a real nice guy. Yeah, it was a great group of guys.
Number 49, Ethan Wilson. Yeah. Hey, Chris Martin, we see you in the lobby, so we'll have you up here in a minute to introduce yourself. Sorry for cutting you off, Frank.
Not a problem.
And then, speaking of Frank, this is his video here from his kart. This is reverse, correct?
Yes, I believe this is heat 1.
Let's see.
I was starting sixth.
Yeah, this was heat 1. I was looking for your main event, but I couldn't find it on YouTube. You had heat 1 and 2, but I couldn't find the main event.
The reason is I recorded that in 360, and I actually need to edit it. I need an editor to edit it.
Oh.
Are you going to try to upscale it? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, you have to edit it.
Are you talking about 360 degree
360
mode?
Degrees, yeah, camera, so I have to edit it.
Got it.
I haven't perfected that yet.
This is the Masters?
This is the Legends.
This is the Legends.
No, I know, but in front of you guys, was the Masters in front of you
Oh,
guys?
yeah, that was a split start. It was a split start. Masters.
Because all I remember is Frank telling Josh, I'm so glad I'm not in your race. And I was like, oh, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that they were in the same class. And then I was looking.
Is Josh in this video?
I don't know. That's what I was
What's
trying
his
to
start
figure out.
number?
That's
No,
that's
because
where they reverse the grid.
Oh, they reversed the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll be coming
Because
through the
that's what I
field.
was also gonna ask too. Why Frank had started 6th, but yeah, we did a whole. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's check the comments.
So for those that don't know, Ethan Wilson's an IKF Duffy expert. Number 49 right there.
He's a very good driver, I can tell.
Yeah. He's been around it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's bring Ashley, bookmark the questions, but let's get Chris Martin on here.
Okay.
Let's see, Chris. I'm gonna give you the big screen real quick, okay?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Introduce yourself.
All right. My name's Chris Martin. I race with the Karting Collective. I race on the Sodi chassis, and I race VLR Senior, K Senior, OKN if there is, X30, whatever. Honestly.
What's your home track?
Home track is Sonoma and Dixon.
Sonoma and Dixon. Very
Yep.
solid choices there.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then either this week or next week, Ron White and we will be doing we will be dropping some OKN videos on YouTube and social media. So hopefully we can help you guys get some more entries for the next couple rounds.
Hopefully. Shit.
Hopefully. Actually, real quick, since you said OKN, briefly describe to our listeners that don't know what it is. What is the OKN package?
OKN package is no electrical. It is direct drive. So you push to start, 125 cc, and no power valve with the OKN, surprisingly. And I mean, it's just a great motor.
So you've had a lot of fun driving that thing?
I mean, it's like so much fun in the this little motor. It's just so crazy. I had so much fun with it.
Okay.
It's sad to see that there's not really a lot of people doing it, honestly, because I mean it could be big, but it is pretty expensive, and yeah, you got to know a lot to really get the motor to really be good. You got to know your tricks and stuff with it.
Yeah, and the other issue too with that particular engine package is that the target customer is very competitive. You have the 100cc KA/VLR, you have X30, you have Rotax, you have the Rok GP. There's so many options for that class. It'd be nice to see that become the pro class for the tag guys.
The OKN kind of reminds me of the Rotax in a way.
Of a Rotax?
Yeah, okay. A little bit of the Rotax. Because with the Rotax, there was that little, for me, it was like that turbo. It would always hit like in the mid range, and like with the OKN, it's like it bogs in the low, and then like right when it hits the mid range, it's like a rocket. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have some more info on the OKN stuff. Like I said, Ron White and I are going to work together to get more information out there. But I appreciate you joining the show tonight. I know it was pretty last minute.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So are you on social media?
I am, but I try not to, I don't know, be on it too much.
Because I was trying to find you on social.
My Instagram. Well, I don't know. Should I shout out my Instagram?
Yeah, shout out your Instagram.
Oh, okay. It's 11, and then it's Martin, and the I in Martin is a 1, so it's 11 Martin with the 1 in the middle as an I.
11 Martin 1. Oh no, 11 Martin 1 in. There we go. Yep. I'm gonna write that
and
down.
Where were you over the weekend, Chris?
I was at Challenge of the Americas at Tucson, rounds 1 and 2.
And how did it go for you?
Did anything happen in Tucson?
Yep, I won on Sunday. Saturday, I got a P10, I think. Overall, it was a good weekend. You know, we practiced on Wednesday, and then got some practice on Thursday. Friday, we didn't practice. I mean, we did one practice, and that's it because of the rain. It was just so much. I mean, it was just no point because Saturday was gonna be dry, Sunday was gonna be dry. Just no point of putting our stuff out there in the wet and mud and you know whatever else that can come with it. So
Actually, go back to that point real quick because we really haven't had a race report for Tucson. So talk about the weather and what that strategy was again, if you could recap that.
For me, well, we already knew it was gonna rain. You know, it was 100% on the Weather Channel, and you know, it's like, should I really, you know, put a whole rain setup for, you know, for, and honestly, at the end of the day, you only really get, you know, Group A qualifying for us. And in all honesty, you know, most of the fast guys didn't even drive on Friday. So, you know, we had all the fast guys in our group, and then all, you know, whoever went out in the rain in you know, in the other group. So honestly, it really worked out itself because we got practice in before, and you know, the qualifying groups didn't really, you know, mess with us. So in all, you know, it was still a lot. I mean, hail, you know, thunderstorm, lightning, everything. But you know, we just didn't want to put our stuff out there and crash or, you know, get our stuff, you know, in mud and rocks and stuff like that.
All right.
Very
and
cool.
Then,
No, and that's always fun when it's when the weather's is it inclement? Is that the right word? Where you just don't know what you're gonna have and
Bipolar.
bipolar. That works too. Bipolar.
so earlier Colby was talking about he's planning on going to the second race in Tucson. What advice would you have for somebody who's going to be preparing to go to the second one now?
Well, first off, the VLR is, in my opinion, faster than the KA. I mean, just with the weight difference and, you know, how much torque it comes off the bottom, is just the VLR is the way to go. I do think the KAs really can compete, but you know, if you saw on Sunday, it was just me and Persing, and you know, I had a big gap, so you know, I knew I could just push them, and we both had VLRs, and none of the KAs could catch up. But I think, you know, going into Tucson, I think you have to prepare for, like, you know, really not to really slow down the cart. You know, it's a really fast-paced track. It really flows, especially now that they're going the other way. I've raced both ways, and in all honesty, they're both really the same. They're not really too far apart of how to drive it, but they're both, you know, very fun ways. They're both very, very fun. And you know, going forward, I think for me is a little bit better because with the S's, you with the S's going into the big back straightaway, it's like you really gotta, you know, execute the S's, because if not, you're gonna get, you know, smoked on the top end, you know, going down the straightaway. So I think just keeping the flow in the track, keeping up the rolling speed, keeping up the speed, you know, and you know, it's just a fast track, you know, no need to really use the brake a lot, you know.
All
Just
right.
roll the speed.
Thank you for that breakdown, and thanks for joining us again. I know,
Yeah, no problem.
I know it was last second, and then when I heard you chime in, it's like, all right,
Yeah,
we got
I'm in.
You're in.
All right.
We have some questions lined up.
Yes. So
Okay.
we'll do the ones for Frank, and then we'll go back to the Colby one.
And then we have an Instagram comment / Ashley told me to find some drama last week. We need drama on Norcal Carters. So we have a comment on Instagram that's going to stir up that drama for Ashley.
Okay.
Right, go ahead.
So, Frank, what were you running in moto, and how was the transition to karts? I did the same, but still suck at both. I found both are a handful.
I was racing CR250 in the novice class. You know, yeah, a pretty easy transition. I started indoor karting and picked it up pretty quick. And never looked back.
That is something about the guys that do primarily motocross, but because we don't run across the GP guys very often. But your transition from motorcycles to, and I'm talking about racing motorcycles, not the guys that are on the street. Your guys' learning curve and transition is generally pretty quick and a short learning curve. The motorcycle guys adapt really well to karting.
Yeah, especially when you're done with all the injuries on the, on the motocross bikes. It's just so when you race, it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
So
well, it is kind of sad seeing all the younger kids that are under 30 and they all have little limps or something going on, and it's like, oh well, I rode motocross for most of my what is that, adolescent life.
I started late in motocross too. I was already like 20.
You're okay.
I was like 20.
Cool. And we got Gear Nuts always chiming in on a weekly basis with the good questions. Let's see, Gear Nuts. I ran a 250R, never raced it, but man, did it haul ass.
So I was in tech over the weekend, and I had saw that you posted some stuff, Jason.
I got ADD, so you have to remind me what
Rock Cup.
Oh yeah, remind me to get into that in a minute. Okay. Let's stick on this stuff because we got stuff coming through. Colby, how is the team you're running with Seth going?
Good. We used our old kart storage tent. We put everything brand new on it, everything except the frame. Put up pop-ups in the back, kind of tidied everything up, made everything professional. We had about 10 to 12 customers, and it ran pretty good. I think for our first showing, everything kind of went as well as it can pretty much go. No really mechanical failures. Everyone had a good time. A lot of people improved quite a bit. I know Derek DiManggio with his first senior race, he qualified 4th, I think. And even though the rest of the day didn't really go how he wanted, he had a really good first senior showing for, coming from junior 2. But everyone, I think, had a good time. We didn't really get too much negative feedback, and we're just going to improve for the second showing. And we're just mainly focused on, a low stress environment. Something breaks, we're on it. We had to rebuild pretty much an entire go-kart in practice from one session to another. There was spindle, tie rod, both kingpins, steering shaft was bent at like a 45-degree angle, axle. We had another kart with an axle. We got it all done 20 minutes, got him back out on track, and he set a fast lap time. So it ran pretty good, and we're just going to improve it for next time. But it's low stress environment and making sure everyone improves driver development and just a good time, for people who are kind of just getting into karting or advanced. So,
hey, what is your outfit called, or how do people get a hold of you if they want to sign up?
So you can either call the track, contact me directly through Facebook or Seth Huntley. Either come to the track, talk to us, contact us online in person, and we'll get you set up. We do coaching. We, run the race team. We're going to be going to Gold Rush, and yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. We have a question for Frank. Frank, why number 23?
My daughter's birthday.
Your daughter's birthday?
Yes.
All right.
All right. We'll do
my birthday 13. I raced 13 in motocross, and I decided to change karting.
All right. We'll do the last question for our kings. What track layout was your favorite, we'll say, from the King or Queen of Prairie City race? So we'll start with Aiden. Aiden, what track layout was your favorite from the King of Prairie City race?
my favorite layout for the King of Prairie City race was the Roval because it's very satisfying.
The Roval. Okay. So for those of you that don't know what the Roval is, if you watch our last podcast of events, we actually had the Roval on the video. So actually, I think it was Frank's video, right, Frank? I think I stole your video. So if you go to Frank Chavez 23 on YouTube, you can see his videos, and you can see the Roval, and that actually layout.
Listen,
Yeah,
I think we should do a reverse Roval.
a reverse Roval.
What? We're getting all these ideas now.
Donald's listening, right? Reverse Roval. So that would be 4 tracks in one day. The super king or queen of Prairie City. Let's see. So we have Aiden. He liked the Roval. Let's see. Frank, what was your favorite layout?
I like the forward Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix?
Yeah. Forward.
Yeah. Let's see. Hard to hear with the video and audio on too. Are we getting some feedback noise somewhere?
Yeah. Okay. Colby,
is that from my screen?
What would no? It was from. It's from the video. What was your favorite track layout?
It had to be reverse GP, simply because Roval's fun. It's it's unique and not a lot of people do it. But reverse GP, I think, takes some of the most skill, but also produces some of the best racing because it's got a lot of open corners, a lot of good passing spots, and simply, my race, I had the most fun in reverse GP coming from the back, obviously because of the grid invert. Because me, Chase Hand, and Trenton Healy all started pretty much neck and neck, and it was who can get through the field the fastest. And eventually, we all kind of got through all the people who were in front, and then it was just us battling. And since we were all really close on points, even though we weren't in first, we were still battling for the lead while trying to play it smart to catch the next guys. So it was a lot of fun strategy and trying to get through everyone who was ahead.
All right.
Good stuff. Let's see. We had Aiden. We had Colby. We had Frank. Chris, you weren't at the King or Queen of Prairie City, were you?
No, I was not.
So just in general, what's your favorite Prairie City layout?
When they run the outside, only the outside.
The outside, the perimeter track.
Counterclockwise outside. I don't know the name, but that's all I know.
That's when you fly into the snake pit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that perimeter, Colby?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. There's the one where we go directly into the snake pit, but then we also have the left-right onto the straight, which is modified Grand Prix. And then we have the one where you drop directly into the snake pit, but we open up the straightaway. So when you come off the hill, it's full gas all the way onto the straight, no stopping, no turns.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yep. When you go into the snake pit, like full gas.
Yep. Especially in like a KA or an X30 or a shifter. Those are fun.
It's nice. It's fun.
Nice. And then let's see. Hey Chris, since you've been in like a Rok Sonoma regular, what's your favorite layout at Rok Sonoma or Sonoma Raceway?
That's hard. Probably reverse national.
Reverse national.
Yeah, going up tic-tac-toe.
There you go. Yeah. And then I'm gonna jump over to Instagram real quick. So Ashley, or the guys from Prairie City, you can chime in on this. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my allergies. So Solus Motorsports 22. When you're ready to talk about the chosen one or choosing ones, I think they meant chosen ones who caused Crash Fest at Prairie City without penalties, let me know. So what's going on at Prairie City Crash Fest? Colby, what say you?
Wait, what was the question?
Apparently there was I'm not sure what Solus Motorsports. I'm not sure what.
Okay, I know what this is about.
All right, Ashley is chiming in with the track facts.
Okay, so first off, I don't know if this has been talked about with the appropriate people that need to be informed of this. All it's been is talked about by one person in their stories on Instagram.
Oh,
So
is this the Roval thing?
If there's something that needs to be addressed, you need to go to the appropriate person to talk about it and not talk about it on Instagram.
Okay, so who did Josh run into?
No, I don't think he ran against Josh.
Oh, okay.
But
well, you were so political with that statement. It's like,
I'm not
it's
gonna
gotta be
name
Josh.
drop. No, because they want me to name drop who it was. But I'm not gonna name drop who it was. They need to go to the appropriate person to talk about what happened.
Got it.
Just so I know what we're talking about, is this the Roval getting close to going on the straightaway during the race?
This is I want to say it's your guys' class.
Yeah, I don't think I was a part of that, but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that
No, was it in the senior class?
If it's what I'm thinking about, yeah, but it's no one here or anyone from like Prairie City staff involved. It was just two racers. And
so who did Seth hit?
No.
If Seth was racing, we'd have other issues. But
actually, did Seth he didn't race, did he?
No, he was going to do the 125 shifter class, but unfortunately, the people that were going to go had to back out at the last second. So
got it. All right, so we asked the question. We're moving on.
Yeah,
since that's a dead topic. But we appreciate the tuning in on the IG. And one of these days, I'll figure out how to get all three platforms talking to each other, so we can have all the comments and everything on one thread. I know there's an app for it, but I always just forget to do that stuff in the middle of the week. Let's see. So where were we left off? We had. Let's see.
No, you posted something from Rock Cup.
Oh yeah, Rock Cup. Yes. So for those that are not aware, effective Friday, and I was almost gonna like stir a little shit up with Andy's deal, but he's not technically a Rock series, so it did not affect him. Why am I picking on Seth? Because I love Seth, and he's a good target to accept the punishment, and he dishes it back even harder. Let's see. So Rock Cup USA made a big announcement that from here on out, the oil, it's going to be a spec oil ratio to help to basically just try to add one more baseline to when they're doing tech, and that way someone can't maybe miss the tech on the fuel and say, oh, well, that's only because I ran 4 ounces a gallon. Or, oh, no, I must have had 10 ounces of the gallon. So they spec'd out the ratio to help get one, bring more control into the fuel thing. It is really, it's kind of probably only a secret to those that put their head in the sand or that are brand new to karting that, in karting, there's cheaters everywhere. I mean, it's just part of the motorsport. It just, the type of people that get into motorsports are always trying to find an edge in everything they do in life, and it's part of it. And that's why we have rule books and tech people and associations to help keep people in check and make it as, I hate the word fair, but kind of level the playing field a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it got a little bit of comments going on Facebook with at least on our page. I honestly didn't see the big deal about it. It's like, okay, they're speccing it. Working for an engine builder for a while.
I was with the tech guys.
You were with the tech guys.
Well, yeah, in
in
Tucson,
yeah,
because it's the same crew, and
yes.
So I was like, oh my gosh, did you see that Rock Cup put this out? And my good friend Rob was like, yeah, I approved it. And so I was like, forgetting that they also work at Rock Cup and other national events. So that was cool, kind of hearing that perspective from him and kind of why that came about. But yeah, I didn't when I saw it posted, I didn't expect it to draw that much attention on the page, but the comments were coming in on it. And
yeah, I personally thought it was a little bit ridiculous myself. I mainly shared it because obviously, Rock Cup is a sponsor of Norcal Carters, and we have a race coming up in 2 weeks. Let's get the information out there. I completely understand from Rock Cup standpoint. Like I'm not part of Rock. They need controls to do a better job at tech. And then I also understand from a engine tuning standpoint. I mean, you can, without adding additives. Let's not get into that. I think that's just blatant cheating. I like that they're going to suspend people for a year if you're caught blatant cheating. I like it. And I'm also a big fan of let's not add any more cancer-causing agents to our fuel so we can go a little faster down the straightaway. I'm a big fan of that too. But working for an engine builder for a number of years, I also understand some frustration from tuners because now it's like, they spend a lot of time in track R&D. You can mess with ratios a little bit and change how the engine performs. So, and each engine builder has their own theory on it too. It's like, oh, if you add too much oil, it'll do this. Or if you take away too much, it's going to do this. So I think in general, I don't know if it makes it easier to tech, then I guess for the actual competitor, it's going to be a good thing, but time will tell. But yeah. Anybody else have anything else for the show?
I kind of wanted to know where everybody's going to race next.
Okay. I like that. Let's go with Aiden. Go, Aiden, go. Where are you racing?
Prairie City, Sonoma, and Challenge.
Prairie City, Sonoma, and Challenge. Okay. Well, I'm not looking at my calendar right now. NorcalCarters.com, hit events. That's all of February, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're booked up. Yeah.
All right. Aiden's going to be booked up representing NorCal.
Yeah.
All right.
Frank, where are you racing next?
Prairie City on the 18th.
Prairie City on the 19th.
18th.
All right. Colby.
Mainly Challenge, SCUSA PKC, Gold Rush, Supernats, Rock Vegas.
Okay.
I will not be racing.
You're going to do all those races next?
Well, yeah, that's just the everything. Challenge is next. Prairie City, I'm taking a step back from racing there and focusing mainly on the team, and then probably going to run like the night race and some of the double headers and stuff like that.
That is a sign that you're growing up and a smart decision.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
And good luck with the race team out there.
Thank you.
And then Chris Martin, where's your next race?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever had you on where you were sitting in like office or you're always on your cell phone doing something.
Well, I'm always out.
You're always out. So what is your next event?
Hopefully, Challenge of the Americas, Tucson. Hopefully, but I do have work and I do got bills to pay, so it is kind of hard for me to race now. But hopefully, the next challenge race.
You'll have to sell one of your earrings.
I know. My nuggets. My nugs.
All right. Thanks, Chris, for joining us.
No problem.
Okay. So let's wrap it up. Do you have any final questions for our Kings of Prairie City, Jason?
Do I? Oh,
yeah.
Did we lose Chris?
I think so. I think he was in the car.
That's where that feedback was coming from that I think David was talking about then. Do I have any questions? No, I mean, you always want us to keep it under an hour, so we're about 8 minutes over right now. No, I thought we covered everything as far as general questions and talking about upcoming events. And
all right, so I'm gonna throw one out there and see what kind of comments we get while we are wrapping up. Donald and I are working on an idea for the spring challenge. Okay, we have 3 of our kings here. Let's see how they like it. kind of adding a little bit more fun and more points opportunities, we were thinking about doing a point system where we give away fast qualifier points and fastest lap in the main points as well. And we're bouncing off a couple names that we like and a couple more ideas. But how do we feel about a series, the 4-race series in spring, being sort of like an qualifying fastest lap extra points system instead of just a straight up 4-race series? Let us know.
For kind of like what we did for SKS, right? Kind of like doing that, but implementing it into the club stuff. I think honestly that's an amazing idea. I've been trying to push for that forever. Fast lap, qualifying time for points, like we did at SKS with the heat races count as points. It really shows in the championship who was the most consistent, because there's some people who can, qualify fast, run first, second, or third in all the heat races, and then just get unlucky in the main. And then just like that, they're out of the championship. So doing that, keeping kind of the people who maybe have pace earlier in the day and then later kind of drop off or something unlucky happens to, I think it's way better, and it shows truly who did the best that year in the championship. That's a great idea.
All right. It's just going to be for the spring series so far is what we're thinking. So, Frank, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Colby. It helps being consistent. So I think that a point system for qualifying, for points for the heats and the fastest lap, I think it adds a little more fun.
And for clarification, I mean just whoever qualified pole gets 5 points type thing. And then whoever gets the fastest lap in the main gets 5 points. So technically, if you get pole and you get the fastest lap in the main, you could get 10 extra points at each race. So we're kind of playing off that idea. Aiden, what do you think? More points, more prizes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're thinking about making it so this person gets an award or something of that sort. So, but we wanted to bounce it off you guys first, obviously, because you guys are our kings of Prairie City. But putting it out there in the chat, how do you guys feel about a spring fast qualifier points and fast lap in the main points? Put it in the comments. As always, thank you for joining us.
We have a couple more questions coming in though.
And let's see where we
I'm actually surprised more series don't give points for qualifying, because it's an official competition session, not practice, but that starts your weekend, and I'm surprised they don't do that more often besides using it as a tiebreaker.
Yes. So Shad's in the comments. Points for each. Oh no.
No, I grabbed the wrong one.
Sorry. Points for each heat race is a great idea. So we're gonna keep it the same. It's gonna be the normal way that we would score a regular series. The only thing we would be adding is the fastest qualifier and the fast lap in the main. So just want to clarify, it's not going to be the same as it was for the King of Prairie City, where qualifying points were used as a heat race. It's just going to be for the fastest qualifier.
Yeah, so, towards the championship. Yeah.
Yes. So, how do we get more shifters to Prairie City?
Since we're running out of time, and that's not my PC answer, but I will keep it very brief. I don't care if Shad knows I'm a shifter guy, so he's calling me out. I don't care what class it is. I don't care if it's shifter. I don't care if it's World Formula. I don't care if it's HPV or Formula Y or whatever hell class you want to get out there. Call your friends. Say, hey, you got a shifter in your garage. Let's get it out to the track. Just all these clubs or all these classes that we've seen grow over the past couple of years. Out at Sonoma, we've seen 100cc Masters grow exponentially. And a big part of that is there's a group of them that they all get along. For the most part, they all get along with each other. But between races, they're texting each other. They're in these chat groups. They're on WhatsApp, whatever form of communication there is. They're networking with each other. And I know what they also do. They tell their buddy, hey, come check this out. Come check out the sport. With a shifter, you're not going to put your buddy that's never driven a kart in a shifter. I understand that. But at the same time, we need to get these people out to the track. It's like if our friends are expressing interest, make it easy for them to get to the track and try it out. So Shad, I mean, I know Seth is always pumping it. So you guys are, I can't pick on you on this one, but you know, it's, we all know Henry from Prairie City. He's been out at he was really, really good at calling people and staying in contact with people and getting them out there. You look at, you know, the 80cc group. They do the same thing. They have a great network. And when they show up, they're bringing 15 or 20 80 shifters to the track. So create a group. People have to spearhead things. It's hard when everyone points the finger and go, oh, I got an idea for you. It's like, you know what my idea for you is? Send me a big fucking check and I'll implement your idea. But take a few minutes, get a network going, call your buddies, and quit waiting for everybody else to do it for you. So that's how you get people into the sport.
We could be done now. So thank you,
Sorry
everyone,
for the F word, but
for joining us tonight.
That one always riles me up when people say, "Oh, this is what you need to do." So I have a day job. Okay. Ashley has a day job.
So
Colby has a day job now.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We'll see you at Prairie City next time, or Challenge of the Americas. Rok Sonoma's coming up. The Prairie City Spring Season Series is going to be starting. We're going to be putting out info about that by the end of the week. And CCKRA is going to be starting up in March. If you want to be on our show, please let one of us know and continue watching our journey on the Norcal Carters Fitness Challenge, because on our app, it's Jason versus Ashley. So we need a cheering section. Here we go.
Yes,
Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
Don't hit end yet, because we have Blue Max Kart Club. This month, go to norcalcarters.com, click on events. They have a swap meet. So if you're looking at getting into karting, get your butt out to the swap meet at Davis. It's towards the end of this month. Go to norcalcarters.com, click on swap meet. It's a great place to meet new people and network with other people. And okay, now you can hit end.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, Aiden.